Fugitive, The Life of Jeremiah Donovan. Jeremiah is my fifth great-grandfather via my maternal grandmother's mother's side. His story is one I have been wanting to tell for a long time. While he was not a major player in history, his story tells the story of thousands of other Irish people of his time, their struggles and their pain. For any 13-year-old, being tasked as a messenger was a great responsibility, and it was no different for Jeremiah Donovan. The young son of Patrick Donovan and Ellen O'Connor found himself a part of the native Catholic majority in an Ireland dominated by both the British Empire and the Church of England. The harsh penal laws ensuring no Catholic could buy land, enter most professional careers, run for public office, or vote in the parliamentary elections, making the sons of the Milesians second-class citizens in the country their forefathers and foremothers had lived in for 3,000 years, since the day Iramon and his brother Eber Finn led the Gaels to victory over the Tuatha De Danann. Filled with anger and resentment, like many Gaels of his time, it is little wonder why Jeremiah threw in his lot with the cause of the United Irishmen in 1798. As their name implies, the United Irishmen, led by Wolfe Tone, a Protestant of French descent, looked past ethnic and religious identities to bring together Irishmen from all walks of life to secure freedom for the island they all shared. Oral tradition makes it clear Jeremiah never participated in the most grueling battles of the rebellion, such as the Battle of Antrim, instead sticking to the dirt roads of County Cork, delivering the messages he was given. Even so, this did not keep him safe from the British. One night, while out on a mission, Jeremiah was snatched up by a patrol and hauled in for questioning. The soldiers grilled the boy for hours, beating him bloody in the process, but Jeremiah remained tight-lipped. Despite their harshness, the soldiers, or at least their commanding officer, did not mete out the usual death sentence for spies, releasing the boy back into the custody of his parents. But this small act of mercy did nothing to soothe Jeremiah's hatred of British rule. The United Irishmen rebellion ultimately failed, the Crown cracking down on the country as a whole. The Irish Parliament was absolved, and Ireland was forcibly brought into direct union with Britain, creating the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. For Jeremiah and his family, being marked as rebels meant permanent surveillance, but the lad continued to be defiant and refused to live meekly. By the age of 19, in 1804, Donovan worked along the Cork coast as a fisherman with two friends, Patrick Curtis and John Robinson. The exact location where the three men fished has been lost to time, but in the summer of 1804, early in the morning, while Jeremiah and the others were still groggy, sailors from the British Navy did an impression sweep of the beach, blocking the young men from escaping. Tackling the boys, some of the sailors pushed their faces into the sand, while others bound their hands with rope before lifting them to their feet and marching them to their ship. Jeremiah and his friends never saw Ireland or their families again. Once on board, Jeremiah stood defiant, refusing to comply with the chores given to him. He ignored orders and deliberately spoke in Irish while pretending not to know English. This rebellion led to the captain ordering the bullwhip to be brought out. Stripped naked and tied to the mast, Jeremiah was savagely beaten, flesh stripped from his back, blood spilling out of him. Despite this near brush with death, he never gave in, winning the respect of the crew. For 2 years, Jeremiah and his friends lived on the ship, biding their time. In late August of 1806, their man-o'-war docked in Sydney, the capital of the colony of Cape Breton. Seizing their chance, the three Irishmen flung themselves into the frigid waters of the Atlantic and swam to shore, making a mad dash for the surrounding woods. They hid there for 2 days until the patrol sent to catch them gave up and returned to ship, and it left. Once in the clear, the three friends came out. John Robinson, as it so happened, had a paternal uncle who lived in Sydney working at the mines, and using this, convinced John and Patrick to jump ship, believing this uncle, also named John, would help them. The elder Robinson, like many Irishmen, had joined the British military in his youth, becoming part of the 44th East Essex Regiment, and fought in the American Revolution, and in reward for his service received a land grant on Cape Breton after the war's end. The elder Robinson took them in, as they hoped, helping them evade British officials while they decided what to do next. It was while staying with Robinson that Jeremiah met his daughter Elizabeth, who went by Eliza among her family, who had been born on Cape Breton in 1790. The two fell in love and 2 years later married, first settling in St. Anne's. Then, Jeremiah, fearing he may be found out as a fugitive, the couple moved to the isolated settlement of Ingonish, then sparsely populated and cut off from the mainland, in 1823. Here, they built a modest home for their growing family, a home that still stands today. Jeremiah returned to the life of a fisherman, providing for his wife and children well. Jeremiah Donovan died peacefully on May 10, 1861, in Ingonish, the British Navy never able to find him.